So guys, it's July. Here we are. It's time to go camping. It's time to go hit the beaches, hit the mountains. And the best way to do that is in an RV from Mike Thompson RV. So hit Mike Thompson up, MikeThompson.com. Right, Brandi?
Right.
Really enthusiastic.
Very enthusiastic.
So, didn't want to wake you up over there, Brandi. Sorry about that. So today we have a wonderful guest, a friend of mine that is a legend. That goes without saying.
You don't have to call me a legend.
Well, I have to. Come on.
I have a shirt that says I'm a legend.
Anybody seen that movie Top Gun?
No,
Negative.
Back in the day?
Never heard of her.
Never heard of it? Well, there was a song in that. What was the name of that song?
You've lost that love and feeling?
That love
You lost that love and feeling. You've done that before, Brandi, right?
It's happened to me at a bar.
I think it's
You're
the bar we
laughing, I'm
met.
not kidding.
Hey, so guys, we have an
I didn't go out with them though.
amazing guest today besides Brandi, of course. Because, you know,
Well,
there's Troy. Hey, welcome, Mr. Bill Medley. Bill, how you doing, brother?
Hey, Hammer, how you feeling? I'm doing good.
Feeling good, man. Feeling real good that you're here.
Well, I'm been on the road a lot, and so I look a little road weary, but I'm.
Oh, you look
good.
beautiful, brother.
Well, because you got glasses on. That's
Hey,
why.
man.
Got your
Talk
Elvis
about
thing
beauty. Here it
working
is, right? So, Bill, I got to thank you. You're here with your lovely daughter, McKenna, and I know you guys have a gig last night, and you got a gig tomorrow, and you're just gigging your brains out.
big gig last night. 7,000 people.
Yeah.
Nice show.
Redlands.
Excellent. Redlands, yeah.
Yeah, we got to get that. So, guys, you'll know. We'll put it in the credits or before. So, where Bill and McKenna are playing for the next 3 months or whatever the time period is. But Bill, Elvis here, right?
Oh, that's what. Okay.
Now you got it. Oh, it
I
took
thought he
you
was
that
becoming
long.
douchier.
Oh, you got it. I thought you just liked my new look. Come on.
Just kidding, kind of.
Bill, listen, it's got to be amazing. I've known you for a long time, and just your career. You know, tell the audience, tell your fans. I mean, where you started. You're from Santa Ana, so you're a local boy.
Yeah, Bobby was raised in Anaheim. I was raised in Santa Ana. Bobby had a little group called the Variations, and I had a rock and roll group, the Paramours. And back there in '62, it was pretty odd to have a little rock and roll band because rock and roll was just kind of coming in, especially to white kids, you know.
Right.
But then a mutual friend of ours was working Vegas a lot, and he was from Orange County, and he wanted to come home and put together a band that he thought would get a lot of work. So he took Bobby and Bobby's drummer and myself and my guitar player and put us together. But I'd heard about Bobby, and Bobby had heard about me. And,
Sure.
Bobby Hatfield, by the way, everybody. Bobby Hatfield.
Huh?
Bobby Hatfield.
Bobby
Yeah,
Hatfield.
Last name in there.
My little brother. But and then we were working at just John's Black Derby, a little club in Santa Ana, and it was so much fun singing with Bob because he was raised on rhythm and blues like I was,
Right.
which was very odd. I think we were talking about it earlier that these two little white guys from Orange County.
You mean the Blue Eyes?
Blue Eyes, yeah, sounded so rhythm and blues, but we both, without knowing it, when we were 15 years old, trying to dial in on the radio, Hunter Hancock for all black station in LA. So it was so much fun singing with Bob. You know, he was a great singer.
Well, what made that duo so great? What was different about your voices that made that duo so wonderful?
Well, I would say me.
There it is.
Of course.
My man.
Of course, yeah. No, the truth is, we shouldn't be a duo. I mean, we probably are a quartet with missing the two guys in the middle. I was bass baritone. Bobby was a legitimate first tenor, and and I kind of had to sing higher out of my range to get up to where Bobby was, so that the songs would have that kind of energy. We really loved authentic Little Richard rock and roll and B.B. King and all that.
Well, let's go back to that Top Gun thing. We were talking about Top Gun. You lost that love and feeling when you did that with Phil Spector, and Barry. It was Barry Mann, right?
Yeah.
You had a hard time with that.
Well, yeah, it was really odd because Bobby and I had two different careers, and from '63 to '65, we were doing nothing but rhythm and blues. And a lot of people thought we were black until color television came in and damn near wrecked our career. But
Career.
Color television. Yeah, that's a good one, right, guys?
dang
Yeah.
shit.
Damn you, RCA.
Yes.
But and Phil Spector wanted to produce us, which we thought was very odd because all he did mainly was girl groups.
Yep.
And so he called Barry Mann and Cynthia Weil and said, "I'm going to produce the Righteous Brothers, write a song for me." And they wrote "Love and Feelin'," and we met with Barry Mann and Phil, and they were singing us the song, and it was almost the way they sang it to us. It felt real bubblegum. It felt Phil Spector.
Right.
Because it was in a higher key, and they were doing it fast. It was like, "You never close your eyes anymore when I kiss your lips." So you can imagine Phil with the wall of
Moving it.
sound.
Yeah.
But I couldn't get you lost and la la. I couldn't get to that high note. So we said, lower it a little bit, and I still couldn't do it. But every time we would lower the key, he would slow it down. And it finally got to the key of C. "You never close your eyes." And say, "You never close your eyes."
Right.
So it just became a whole different record.
So was Phil already doing his wall of sound producing when you were working on that song?
Oh, sure.
He was.
Yeah, he had done, the Ronettes and all those
Right.
girl groups, Darlene Love, and just a lot of them. Yeah, he was. Matter of fact, it was pretty much the end. I think he did River Deep, Mountain High with Tina Turner.
He did, and he was a brilliant man. I mean, that
He
guy
was.
Brilliant.
I
A
mean,
murderer, but a brilliant man nonetheless.
Well,
Well, he wasn't so
do you want
good
me
at
to throw that in?
Yeah.
Turns out he wasn't good at
A
that.
legend. No.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Now, we're not going there.
All right, fine.
But he would, like today, when you cut something today, you got somebody doing something in Tennessee, somebody doing something in New York, somebody doing something in England, and then they put it together. You guys did it all there in one spot, and by the time you walked out of the studio, Phil was done.
Yeah, it's in our days you kind of had to be a real singer. You had to kind of really know what you're doing because Love and Feelin' was done on 2 or 3 track machine,
Oh, wow.
and we overdubbed.
Did they not
we,
have auto-tune back then?
Yeah.
Oh no, I wish. No, they and 2 or 3 track, and just the rhythm section. He had like 18 guys, 3 pianos, I think 4 guitars, and just the wall of sound.
And Hammer, you bring that up about, being on soundtracks. Bill, you did a lot of songs on soundtracks. Ghost is another real popular one. What's the difference between, putting a song out for a soundtrack of a movie compared to the other? I mean, does it completely support the other stuff you're doing? Is it an effort to have to go do that? How do you do your soundtrack music?
Well, I've done so many different ones. I think they said I've done 30 movies now, but it just all depends on the movie and the song that they bring you, and it also depends if they're trying to sell Bill Medley or they're trying to sell the song, or is it the right like Unchained Melody was just the perfect song for Ghost.
And a Grammy Award winning song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it just was the right song for that movie.
Right.
And time in my life that I did for Dirty Dancing was just in the right spot of the movie, you know.
And do they typically write those songs and give them to you, or do they ask you to write them?
They wrote it. These guys from the East Coast wrote the song. They called me, and they said, Kenny Ortega, who was the choreographer for Dirty Dancing, said, Bill Medley has to do this. Bill Medley's the voice for Patrick Swayze in the 60s. And so they called me and said, we want you to do this song for the movie. And I had just finished a song for Sylvester Stallone for a movie called Cobra. And
I love the car in Cobra. It was a very cool car.
it's a very cool car.
Yeah.
So I did a duet with Gladys Knight for that movie. And these guys call me from the East Coast, and they said, we want you to do this song for the movie. And I said, well, what's the movie? He says, it's called Dirty Dancing. I said, that sounds like a bad porno movie. And
Starring
I'm
Bill
sure
Medley.
it was afterwards.
and afterwards it was. But I said, and they wanted me to go from California to New York to record it. And I said, I can't do it. Paula, my wife, is expecting our child, and I promised her I would be there. And so I can't do it. And they sent me the song, and the song was already written. And even when they filmed it, you can kind of see Patrick singing it a little bit while he was dancing. Mm-hmm. And so I turned it down, and finally they had my child, and it was McKenna. And now she's on stage singing it with me.
And she's right over there.
And she's great.
Got a great voice.
She's a gret voice.
Yeah.
And a great kid. So finally, Paula, I said, please have the baby. I need a hit record. And so she had the baby, and they called me, and they would call me every week. So, Paula, have the baby up on. And so Paula had the baby, and they said, Jennifer Warrens wants to sing it with you if she can do it with you. And I think Jennifer just had that hit with Joe Cocker,
Yep.
Up Where We Belong.
Yep.
And
Huge hit.
so it's kind of the Beauty and the Beast situation, the low, funky, gravelly voice against that beautiful voice of hers.
The interesting thing about you, Bill, is I remember years ago, and I won't say what artist I was with working because we were at Paradise Studios in LA, and I had been there for 4 hours, and I'm sitting in there having a coffee. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, and Linda Ronstadt walks in, and hey, Linda, what's going on? She goes, oh, I got to hit a few buttons. So she went into the studio. She came out 20 minutes later. I said, what's going on? She goes, oh, we're done. I said, how many songs did you hit? She goes, 5. We're done.
Wow.
Yeah, but you're like that, where you've got that voice and you just pound it out. Some people, how many times we sat there and, okay, we got to redo this, right?
Well, yeah, Love and Feeling. Well, the first time, he had made all the tracks, so we put our voice on pretty much last. And the first time we went in, Phil was very private, and he didn't want anybody to know how he produced the tracks because it was very unusual what he did,
right.
and very brilliant. Not so much the sound, but how he gathered all that and put it on 2 tracks. I mean, you listen to Love and Feeling, you say, that's not possible.
It's not possible, exactly.
But he, the first time, the first night we went in to sing our Love and Feeling, he would let all the producers come into the studio, and that was his time to shine, and it would be his party. And I mean, a couple of the Rolling Stones were there, and this and that, and Stones were friends of ours because we went on their first American Beatle tour. But when you're recording,
Wait a minute, back up. For these guys that don't know this, you just kind of skipped
Everyone
over
knows who the
something that's
Stones
super huge right there. The first tour were the Stones and the Beatles.
yeah.
So tell me about that real quick.
Well, we were asked to do the first American Beatle tour. We did that, got done with that, And then we were asked to do the Rolling Stones' first American Beatle tour, and it was in California, which we were real big in California at
Sure.
that point. And this is before Love and Feeling, Little At Loopy Loo and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But we worked with the guys for I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks, and we worked with the Beatles. Well, the tour was supposed to be longer, but we asked to leave because we had an offer to do a TV show called Shindig,
Oh,
Shindig,
yeah,
okay.
Shindig, I remember that.
which was, it was like doing the Ed Sullivan Show every week. It was just huge.
Right.
And we became regulars on the show, and we've opened for the Beatles and the Stones.